Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast. Today is Tuesday, January 17th, 2017. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes. The Ministry of Tourism, in collaboration with British historian and author of the film The Time Detective, Dr. June Goodfield, hosted a VIP premiere event on Saturday, January 14th at the Social Security Conference Room. The film, based on Dr. Goodfield's book Rivers of Time, explores life on Nevis in the 17th century through the experiences of one of the first women to come to the island, Philippa Prentice Phillips. Goodfield's fascination with Philippa's tomb at Saddle Hill led her on a quest to discover more.
We had the problem of compressing 300 years of history, 25 years of research, 70,000 words in a book into 50 minutes of television time. And I look forward in about 3 months' time to be able to tell you the two broadcasters who will be broadcasting this globally. So here we are at the end of it. The film and Roland and you demonstrate we have a common humanity and a common future, and this is why Roland Archibald recognized this. And I still wonder why the family created that marvelous memorial to her. I don't really know. She obviously was revered, she obviously was loved. And I think probably once again, the answer is very simple, that Philippa was the only surviving person in 1683 who could remember what life was like on Nevis in 1634.
Dr. Goodfield recognized a number of Nevisians who assisted with her research for the film.
I want to mention Vanessa Parris and my very dearest friend Jan Grell Hull. These are the people, again, many of you, who told me things that documents don't tell you, archives don't tell you, newspaper articles don't tell you, the personal details of what women went through before slavery, during slavery, even the discrimination that took place when slavery had been abolished. And thank God times have changed.
She also thanked her friend and production manager Helen Kidd for its support and encouragement. She expressed appreciation to the Nevis Island administration, including Deputy Premier and Minister of Tourism and Culture, the Honourable Mark Brantley.
So I'm very happy, Dr. Goodfield, that you're here. We're very thankful that you have decided to share your work with us. And for you and your team and everyone else that has made this possible, I want to say thank you for doing your part to put Nevis firmly on the map. And so we're very grateful to you and very grateful to your team. And I hope that you all enjoy the film.
The release of The Time Detective in the United Kingdom is set for March 2017. A project to improve youth crime and violence policy making and programming will be launched in Nevis this week. The United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, for Barbados and the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, OECS, in partnership with the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, Mission for Eastern and Southern Caribbean, will be hosting the launch and inception workshop for the project entitled Carry Secure. Carry Secure, which stands for Strengthening Evidence-Based Decision-Making for Citizen Security in the Caribbean, will be launched on Thursday, January 9th at the Nevis Disaster Management Department. This event will be the fourth of a series of project launches which will see the implementation of Carry Secure in 10 Eastern and Southern Caribbean countries, with specific emphasis on the USAID priority countries of St. Kitts and Nevis, Guyana, and St. Lucia. The goal of the Carry Secure project, which is a component of USAID's Youth Empowerment Services YES project, is to improve youth crime and violence policy making and programming through the use of quality, comparable, and reliable national citizen security information. Through the work of Carry Secure, it is expected that by 2020, target countries will be using evidence-based decision-making to develop and approve policies and programs supported with national budgetary allocations, which effectively target youth crime and violence risk factors, thereby contributing to the reduction of youth involvement in crime and violence. Still to come,
those of us who are having hardships, it will be a little easier on those parents.
We'll give you the details after this break.
at a loss as to what's going on in Nevis? Tune into NNC on NTV. Don't worry if you don't have cable either. NNC will bring the news to you wherever you are. Facebook and Facebook Live. YouTube and YouTube Live. NevisTVOnline.com. Roku app, NTV mobile app, Smart TV, Apple TV, and any other IPTV platforms. When me ANC and you ANC, NNC.
Welcome back. Education officials say recent donations made to the island's students by Nevisians in the diaspora are wonderful humanitarian acts. The Nevis Association of South Florida, the Dr. Lornette Mills Charitable Fund, and the Nevisian Association of Washington, D.C. have donated funds that will assist a number of students this term through the school meals program.
It is often good that when persons leave their homeland, they travel overseas, and they have done well for themselves, that they have not forgotten their roots. And this morning gesture is an indication that the Nevisians overseas, that they have certainly not forgotten where they came from, not forgotten their grounding, and they are giving back to the students, to the parents, and to the people of Nevis. These organizations, this morning once again, have done so, and have done so in a big way. So once again, on behalf of the Nevis Island Administration, on behalf of the students, on behalf of the good people of Nevis, I say thank you, and may God continue to bless the organization, and may you grow from strength to strength.
Principal Education Officer Paul Wilkin noted that the organizations have partnered with the Department of Education in various ways over the years, and thanked them for continuing to give back to their country.
Their commitment in partnering with us is even strengthened in the amount of money that we are receiving here today. The Dr. Lornette Charitable Foundation, 11,000 plus US dollars. That is a lot of money. And the NEVDC giving 300 US to each primary school, that is certainly the biggest contribution that we would have received from those two organizations so far.
Wilkin assured the organization's representatives, Michelle Pemberton and Keith Glasgow, that the funds will be put to good use.
We would have heard that it's to be used for the lunch programs. In the past, we have had breakfast in some of the schools. The breakfast sometimes didn't go as well as we would have liked. But now that we have cafeterias in all of our primary schools, we know that this lunch program will be better organized and our children will benefit more. And so we are really grateful and say thanks. Our parents would feel better knowing that from January to June, those students, those of us who are having hardships, it will be a little easier on those parents. Our teachers would know that all of the children in the class would be well provided for, and so we do not have to worry about them not having lunch.
Principal Education Officer Paul Wilkin. Guidelines and recommendations pertaining to the use of revenue from economic citizenship programs in the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, OECS, have been put forward by Governor Timothy Antoine of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, ECCB. Noting the importance of the programs to St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, Grenada, and St. Lucia, Antoine recently offered some advice on the use of the Citizenship by Investment CBI programs. His comments were made in Dominica this past week. He said governments should be transparent by publishing all the flows, the ins and outs of the fund, as it is important for people to know how much is collected and how it is spent, adding that the information should be published on a regular basis so that anybody home or abroad can understand what is happening with the program. He also suggested that CBI funds go to specific priorities: to pay down domestic arrears if the government owes local and small business suppliers for goods and services, to pay foreign debt, and to fund critical infrastructure. The ECCB governor also recommended the establishment of a resilience fund. That's it for this evening's edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, thank you for viewing. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes. Good night.